All right, so welcome to PAC Expo COVID edition, online, live videos. So we're going to attempt today to show you a couple of things that would have been on the show. So this one's wake and bake. So we're going to start with coffee and we're going to go over to some cannabis application that we have. So I'm going to take over the phone because you didn't come here to see me, and then we will show you how these things work. It was a good transition. Okay, so over here we're going for 340 grams per pack. So we're doing a 5-panel marketing bag. So we're just going to hit start here, show you how this works. So this is a pre-made bag. We pick it up, we drop down the proper amount of coffee, in this case 340 grams worth of coffee goes into the pouch. Okay, 5 pounds of marketing all the way down. So the bottom panel of the bag is a separate piece that's welded together on a pre-made bag. So this is good for coffee, obviously, for pet food, high-end confectionery. What it is a very unique package because you've got, like I said, 5 panels of marketing right here, all the way around. Okay. So very simple. We've got a hopper that you stack your bags in. Right there. We pull them down with suction. We pull the two sides open together. Because it's a nice flat bag, it can rest on this conveyor. It didn't open properly, so what happens? It gives me it out here rather than fill it. So this one didn't open, which is fine. Production keeps going. Very simple. We run at 15 packages per minute. We can go from, well, even as low as 200 grams, possibly even lower, all the way up to 2.5 kgs. Up to like 5 pounds is what we can do on that as well. So now I'm going to show you what happens up top with the scale. We've got a 2-head linear scale here. So bear with me, I'm going to climb a ladder. Safety first. Thank you. So, this way you can see what we have is we've got 2 lanes. We've got the bulk lane here, and we've got the dribble lane right there. So as we get close to the weight, you see the dribble just goes a little bit longer. The reason why it goes a little bit longer is to get us fine-tuned into that weight. And there's our mini hopper there. So you can run all the same product as we're doing here today in the coffee, or you could run 2 different products up there and then mix them as it comes around. So on the screen, we've got a bunch of different features that we can look at. We've got a sealing time that's set here, filling time, conveyor speed, basic stuff. Over here, we're going for 341. So there's our accuracy as we fill up. A heat seal, very simple. These are some of the packages that you would produce in this particular coffee industry. So you see that's the front panel. You've got the side, in this country, French and English. The back here, the story, barcode at the bottom so people get to pay for it, and English on this side. Clean, compact, small machine. So you can email us any questions. There should be a link on here that you can tell us what you think, what you're looking for if you have an application similar to this. Again, it's not just coffee, it can be pet food, pharmaceutical. It's just that style of package that's unique for this machine. Okay, so now we're going to go over and we're going to do some cannabis application and show you that. So now that you've had your coffee, we can walk across here. So in this line, we have got a horizontal feeding system up there that feeds into, sorry, I guess I should have pressed stop. Feed into a 16-head multi-head ware. So there's some unique stuff on the ware, which I can't tell you because that makes us unique. But in the rest of this line, we've got a bag pickup, 3 label applicators, 2 of them of which print on demand random information or preset information onto a top label that's on the bag and a bottom label that's on the bag. Right now we're just using our generic CAM logo, which should be an obvious reason why. And then we go right through the whole bagger. This is our rotary bagger. So what we'll do now is we'll start this one up. We're running popcorn because otherwise we'd be illegal. So, once we get the air pressure up, then we will we will start this up. Sorry, we had an airline somewhere else. We have a check wear at the end, but we also have our confirmation setting that we have the proper amount of weight. So we have a qualification system in here. If it's unqualified product, it'll dump into this back bin over here, but can be redeployed back up top. So let me see if I can hit go now. That's starting. This is starting. We'll walk you through this a little bit. So this is just a plain brown bag. It's child resistant opening right here. So we actually fill it from the bottom because the machine's not capable of spending the money to open up a child-proof closure. So one bag at a time out. As you can see, the labels come in clear. They come out with cam on them. Obviously that's not the real application. Apply the top label. We print all this information down here. That's why the printers are so large. Everything except for the pictures, we print in line. Okay? The third one that we're applying doesn't have print, but yet it's built big enough to be able to accommodate a printer if they want it later on. This is a tax stamp that we apply. So we apply the different tax stamps for different provinces so that it has to be regulated and controlled that way by Health Canada. Health Canada also set us with tolerance levels, which we are actually able to hit. So we're going for 3.5 grams as our target, and we hit within the 5% ratio that Health Canada want us to hit. So if it comes out the back here, it's unqualified, which means it's not within the tolerances of Health Canada. When it comes down through the center here, we have met the obligations of the weights. We will then heat seal it. So right here, we plunger it, which we don't need for the popcorn today. We heat seal, deliver it at the back end here. This is your package. Fairly simple. This is our rotary. It's called a CR8 250, which means it can do 250 millimeters wide of bag. This is obviously substantial less. So basically about a 10 by 14 bag is the max size this particular machine can run. For this application, cannabis, of course, we're never going to come close to that because you can't legally put that much in a bag. So what we've done with this is we have very low touch points because cleaning is an issue with this particular product. So we're going to climb up the conveyor here and show you up top. So we have a horizontal feeding system right here. What you would do is you would take the cleaner, the qualified product, you'd put it onto this particular feeding system on required amounts. When that center cone gets low enough, it's going to recall as it just did right now. It's going to top the scale back up. We then distribute the pieces all around the 16 heads that we have there. We have the cage around it just because of the highly sensitive load cells that are underneath. We don't want any foreign wind or anything like that influence it. And that's also why we have two different mezzanines up here. We isolate it so that there's no interference because the load cells with the tolerances that we're going after have to be extremely exact. And that's why we do that. Okay, so I can give you a bird's eye view. One operator on this is loading the bags, and that's basically it. You would have other operators obviously packing out the bags that come off. So you can see everything from up top here. So you can let us know any questions you have. Obviously there's a team online looking to answer any questions you might have. You can email us afterwards, whatever you would like to do. It's kind of unusual having a trade show live like this with no one really to talk to. Anyways, we're gonna walk back down here, so bear with me. So what we'll do is after we stop here, I'm gonna show you our tolerances that we actually maintain. So we basically are running this machine at 24 a minute, but it's really gonna average between 20 and 24 a minute, depending on the quality of the product coming in. So it'll automatically go up and down based on the qualification. So under this system here, we truly qualify the exact Health Canada weights that we need. So we're within the 5% of 3.5 grams. So I'm gonna stop it now, and we are going to show you what we just produced. So while Mickey loads that up, I can walk around and show you what each location does. So we actually have on this machine for other applications a zipper opening system. Again, this being child resistance, we're not going to open that with our standard zipper opening system. But it's a very positive opening. In this section here, we have the ability to add any printing or another fill station or whatever we want. It's kind of an empty station on this particular setup right now. We can usually, we print on the bags at this location. But because we're doing front printing, a tax stamp, and back printing, we have to do it offline. There's not enough room in here for 3 different print solutions. We have our bottom bag opening device here. We use that for stand-up pouches. This is not one, again, because it's got child-proof resistance on it. Once the bag's open, it goes under the fill mechanism, and we, in this case, we'll drop the popcorn in. Then we have another station back there with the white little plunger on it. That can be used to plunge the top or gas flush. We have heat seal, cold press, and then we deliver it out. So we're just going to pull the data that we just produced on there just to prove the statistics that we're going to pull. It will show us what our plus and minus is on that. This is just one brand and printer. It doesn't have to be this. We use a lot of any of the brands, to be honest. There's a bunch of other manufacturers in here right now at the same time. Fairly small footprint. The idea of what we did here is to reduce the touch points. So you go through the scale to get the accurate weights and then straight down basically into the bag, as opposed to going through some other touch points, which really every touch point in this particular application with cannabis is going to leave residue behind. So we have a quick change out for all those components up there that allows people to clean it out and continue the production throughout the day. Much less downtime for cleaning. All right, so let's see what we've got here because we're reaching our 15 minutes. So this is on a stick that you can then obviously retrieve any way that you wish. But this is going to show you, you can just scroll up and down, Mickey. Okay. I can zoom in here. Hang on a second, let me change this. So there you go, you've got your tolerances there. We've got multiple decimal points. Really, we're going to look at the 4. But you can see the, if you can find me a fail, Nick, if you don't mind.
These 2 right here are fails.
So if it goes over, it's going to reject those back out the back end as qualified, and we recurve that. So, all right, so if you have any questions, we're at 14 minutes here, so we're going to wrap this up. So I appreciate you logging on. And like I said, email us any questions you have. There'll be other segments this week where we'll cover, we're doing wrap some meat. We're going to do some Tyvek application for medical. And yeah, a whole bunch of other stuff later on. Thanks. Talk to you soon.